Hey, family, welcome to the Hub. So today, I recently had the Love Vision Masterclass, and one of the questions that was sent to me beforehand was, Coach Cass, how do I take things slow? Take it slow. Oh, oh, oh. Right? How do I really take things slow? Now, I know the majority of women that are a part of our community are women of faith and really desiring a long-term relationship and coming up with this hurdle of not necessarily wanting to have sex on the first date, right? Like it's a thing, right? And sex is something that comes up often on the dating scene. Sometimes it feels a little rushed and a little early. So here's what I want to say to you, sis, my wanted woman. And if you don't know what wanted means, it's women achieving new triumphs every day. I believe that you are wanted, but it's just to figure out, who do you want? So I need you to figure out what your stance is on sex. Sometimes we avoid it so much that it's so hush hush that it becomes something strange to talk about. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I want you to be able to talk about sex, but understand that does not mean that you're having sex or having sex with the person you're talking about it with. Okay. Either way, a man is going to try. If a man is attracted to you, he might put his hand on your thigh. He might say, girl, you look good. You know what you wearing now? Send me a pic. Men will try you. Now it's for you to set up the boundaries, but in a way that is not shooing them away, but understanding that now is not the right time. And I know that there is a dichotomy that might be in your mind, like this battle, because we were raised, keep your legs closed, don't do these things before this time. And then when you get to this time, you don't know how to like flip the switch and suddenly be this amazingly freaky lady under the sheets or not in the streets, all the things, right? We're supposed to be the cooker, the cleaner, the candlestick maker, all these things. And it becomes a little overwhelming. So first, I want you to decide, what is your stance on sex? Is it something that you're saving for marriage? Is it something that you're saving for monogamy? Is it something that you're saving till tonight? What is it for you? Now, statistics show that when two people have sex and they have not had a conversation about what they are to each other, someone ends up getting hurt. Someone has a lower self-esteem in this situation. Someone always catches feelings, period. Even the people with the maintenance situations. Yes, sis. So what I want you to do is take a stance. What is your stance? Am I waiting until I have a real connection? And connection should be past just the chemistry. Because sis, I really believe you could have chemistry with many people, but you don't need to sleep with all of them. Let's put that there, right? You can have a connection with many people, but you do not have to sleep with all of them. So for me, I would love for you to be in a monogamous relationship, but I don't necessarily want you to announce that on your first date. Oh, I'm waiting until I'm in a monogamous relationship. Why? Because the sir might say, okay, well, let's be together, right? Is it that simple? We don't need to give him the playbook, right? So it really is, how do I get to know someone slowly? If he makes an advance, say, you know what? I appreciate your interest. I'm just not ready for that yet. I'm a girl that likes to take things slow. Oh, but what does slow mean? Slow means I want to get to know who you are, who your people are, and if we really are a true match, right? Like, one thing I have a problem with is that many couples, they date in a silo. I like you, you like me, we're together. All these things go on. And then we finally meet each other's people practically when you're engaged. What is that? I want you to be involved in the process of getting to know his people, your people, his and her people, right? We want to get to know, who do you spend the most time with? What do you hang out with? Who do you hang out with? And what's so cool is I recently created this amazing workbook on how to choose the right person. Ooh, yeah. Oh, this sucker is going to be good. So don't look out, because we are having an amazing offer that drops just in time for my daughter's birthday on November 23rd. So you want to be here for that. So this workbook on how to choose the right person really walks through the logical steps, because I know many of you are very logical minded. So I want you to look at, listen, what questions do I ask? What am I observing about him? What do I need to see before really choosing this person is for me? You choose, sis. You choose. A man findeth a wife, but at the end of the day, you still have to say yes. You choose. Sometimes we get so caught up about the guy we don't want. Oh, Coach Cassie didn't like me, but did you like him? Well, actually, no, I didn't. Right? So these are the things we want you to look at. Okay. So in terms of taking things slow, how many times have you not slept with someone and it didn't work out? And you're like, oh, I feel good about that. I'm so happy we didn't take it there. And how many times have you slept with someone? And you're like, oh man, I'm so sad that I took it there. Some of you are connected just sexually to someone because the sex is good, because you have that physical connection, but you want more. You want a life with someone. I was talking to somebody the other day, and she was saying, Coach Cass, I just don't know why I can't let go of my ex, because it's a fairy tale. There's no real life circumstances there. You're not doing life together. You don't have to plan kids, plan bills, do all the sickness and health stuff. You just do the fun things. That's not real life. Y'all know that. When you start getting a sniffle and you want somebody to make you some chicken soup, is that person going to be there? I don't know. They might be there for that one thing. So taking things slow, I want you to put things in perspective. Number one, I need you to figure out your stance on sex. Number two, I want you to really look at this with perspective. If you want lifetime love, what's the rush? What is the rush? Now, some of you are like, oh, Coach Cass, but I have to kick the tires first. This conversation is not for you. This is not for the tire kickers, right? Just turn off this episode. This episode ain't for you. This is for the person that wants to take things slow. Like, okay, I don't want to sleep with people right away. I want it to be something special, because I realized that when I'm having sex with someone, I feel like I'm giving them my all when all they wanted was a piece. Ooh, stop it, sis. I need you to stop. Stop giving him your all when all he wanted was a piece of. So if we want to put it in perspective, lifetime love, there's no longer a push. There's no longer a race, because I am seeking lifetime love. My husband and I, it took us a month for our first kiss. Like for me, that was like forever. He was on this trip of, we're just friends. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is too much for me. This taking forever, right? So it took us a month for our first kiss. But I'm actually happy that we waited, because we were able to spend time with each other in just each other's presence, with there being nothing more. For many of you, your relationships just end up being about sex and nothing else. Have you ever had that happen, where you great sex, but where's the substance? You need something more. And number three, you've got to be real. To be real, right? To be real. You've got to be real, right? You've got to be real. That girl, you are a pretty young thing, right? Today is Sigma Gamma Rose, right? Is the Sigma Gamma Rho centennial, right? I am a Sigma Gamma Rho. Shout out to all my sorors. November 12th, right? So we are very excited that you have options. You've got to be real that you have options. Sometimes we hold on to someone because we feel like there's no one else. But this earth has millions of men available to you. Now, yes, once you join the Real Love Network, we can talk about how you meet them. But really and truly, when we start to think about it, let's be real. There are other options out there, and you do not have to settle for this Joe, Rashid, Tim, or Jose. Okay? So I want you to really think about that. Number one, what is your stance on sex? Number two, put it all in perspective with lifetime love. And number three, you've got to be real. You've got to be real with the fact that there are other men out there. So if this is not it, sex is not going to keep him. Maybe delay, but it will not keep, right? Maybe delay, but it will not keep. So I invite you right now to just take a look at those three things. And for those of you who are in our Facebook group, on our Instagram, in our clubhouse rooms, share your takeaways, right? Share your takeaways. Make sure to share this podcast. Because we are here every single week. So those are just 3 steps towards taking things slow. I love y'all. Okay. If you love this episode, make sure to leave a 5-star review on all things podcast. We're on Apple, we're on Stitcher, we're on Google, we're on everything, right? And follow us on all the wonderful social media. But in the meantime, in between time, have a good time. Keep loving, keep laughing, keep living. I'm Coach Cass, America's go-to love doctor. Till next time, I'll see you then. Bye.